And welcome back to another episode of the CCC podcast. Happy holidays, everyone. Happy New Year. How's everyone doing?
We're all right. We're all right.
We're doing good.
Good and glad to be back.
Yes.
Yeah. How are the
Back to
holidays? You guys
reality.
had
Back
a
to
good time?
Well, I'll go first. I had Christmas, I had a really great time, and then got COVID.
Yay!
So what did I do in the spare time? I streamed God of War for 7 days straight. Yay!
By the way, great streams.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was really insane.
So fun.
Did you finish it? You actually finish it?
Yeah, we finished it. We finished it in like record time. Jack was telling me
wow.
like, "Oh, you need to be like level 7 to like you'll be level 7 before you finish it. You're nowhere near finishing." And then it's like literally 20 minutes later, the cutscene ends. I was like,
Oh. Oh, that's cool. I'm glad I saw
we
you play that.
we finally finished the Ultra Sun Ultra Moon Nuzlocke.
Oh,
If
there
anyone-
we go.
I don't know if people have
Wait,
seen
what? Was that
Wait,
last
what
night?
was this?
it. We it was last night. Last night, yeah, we lost.
Oh,
We
what?
lost.
You lost to what?
I mean,
We
that's
lost
one
to
way
a
of
total
finishing it.
Reshiram
Oh,
what?
no.
in the Komodo trial, so it got an Omni boost.
Oh, man. That is rough.
Wow.
Oh, so that was fun to watch.
I'm about to watch that back. I thought I saw it live and I was like, okay, this is good.
Is
It
that
got
where you
3
were
paras
playing?
from Dragon Breath.
Oh,
Huh?
wow.
It got 3 paras from Dragon Breath, so I didn't even get to hit it. It didn't take 1 bit of damage. It just OHKO'd everything.
Wow.
But yeah, that was my break. How was everyone else's break?
Oh, mine was pretty good. It was chill. I just had, my sister was over for the holidays, so we were just spend time with her.
Oh, nice.
And then
Awesome.
she left back to college. And then
Oh,
I took a break. And I'm coming back to streaming on Saturday. Well, not this Saturday, but
Hey,
next
we cannot
Saturday.
we cannot wait.
Yeah.
Exciting,
But yeah.
excitement.
But this has been the first holidays back with your family for a while, right, Seb?
Yes, in 3 years, yeah. Yeah, 3 years.
Oh, so
Long
Yeah, it's
time.
been fun. It's been a lot of fun. We don't do anything crazy because it's just us 3, but it was fun.
it's nice to be there.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
It's Christmas is all about family.
Yeah.
That was mine. My sister lives abroad, so I actually spent Christmas out the country. I was on the beach for Christmas Day.
Oh, yeah.
Yay.
First time for me. Living in the UK, that is not a thing you expect to do.
I'll let you know, I messaged Nick after I just trekked in the snow to work, and he was like, sucks to be you.
Hey, what are friends for if not to rub it in?
Exactly.
Right.
You just trekked in the snow.
It was good. Like, it should have been like a really weird Christmas. Oddly enough, it actually felt more like Christmas than most others because I actually took time off work for once.
Oh, there you go.
Which
That's great.
it was really nice, and obviously family and whatnot. But
Yeah.
you did some flying of your own, I believe, Luke.
Yeah, so basically good old Uncle Luke over here took 3 kids on a plane to go back home to visit their mother in New York, which, by the way, was the easiest part of the trip, if you believe it or not. And then we had a little Christmas. Sister and ex-husband, divorced parents, so we had Christmas a little later, but it's really nice. My mom recently moved up to New York, so it was my first time actually seeing her and being in her house since she moved back up in August. So that's really nice. Lots of snow. I don't like the snow, but it was nice to look at. And then, so if you live under a rock and you're not from America, I guess, the flight travels was horrendous. And I had 6 canceled flights, somehow got on a plane to Detroit and then spent the night in Detroit. And ended up, after 6 canceled flights, ended up getting a flight home and then paying a very ridiculous amount of money for an Uber from Richmond to Norfolk in the snow, and we're home. But
Oh, wow.
but I mean, it was rough. But I mean, it was just COVID is a thing, and a lot of the flight staff members were getting diagnosed with COVID, and obviously for safeties of passengers, despite us wanting to get home, health and safety is a number one priority. So, I mean, I can't blame him for that. It just sucks that it happened. But, I wasn't the only one dealing with it. I'm just glad to be home. I was glad to be home at the time. I was just thoroughly done with it. But, besides that, I mean, the break, my time I had was fun. And besides travel issues, it was a good time. And, we're just back to good old streaming, playing Pokemon, playing Ace Attorney, and now we're getting back into the draft league. So let's get started. Let's get talking about that. We're at the halfway mark, guys.
It's been quite a break without it, hasn't it?
Yeah. And there's been a big change too. Someone's dropped out.
Yeah.
So the runner-up
and who's joining
my
us?
main rival, K-Mega, unfortunately had to drop out for personal reasons.
Yeah.
Which we're more than happy to welcome him back when he's ready.
Yeah.
But Seb worked quick.
Yes, he did.
So fast. It was like a couple of hours tops.
It wasn't any. It was like an hour tops. He's like, I found someone.
And now
we all know that she wanted to join. We've been convinced. I think we convinced her, really. But, we knew she wanted to join. So, all right. Who is it, Jake?
And now she's been thrown into the ringer.
Yeah.
The coach of the Bay City Beadrils, that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Shay, the legend. Hey, it's Shay. And she's been thrown into the ringer.
Yes,
she has been thrown into the ringer.
I mean, we love Shay. She's been around for a while.
She's awesome.
She's Scott's partner, who's already playing in the league. And she's on pretty much every single one of the streams. If there's a CCC match, she's there watching it.
Yeah, she will be there.
Amongst other streams as well that she watches. But yeah, we love Shay's support, but she's got a mountain to climb.
Yeah, she is.
So currently, she's
2 hole.
K-Mega left her
-5. 0-2 -5. She could come back though because we've got 3 people on. Technically Kanto's 0-3 now.
That's right.
She's not bottom. But yeah, she got thrown into the ringer. No previous draft league experience.
Mm-hmm.
Into the top division.
Yeah.
With arguably the more harder games to play.
She's got to battle Barrow, right? She's got to battle.
She's only played Phoenix and me.
There we go.
Yeah, which is technically in a competitive manner, but like in a friendly competitive kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Casual.
So she's still got some very heated battles to come up.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, the standout one being the delayed match between Brandon as what us UK people would call it as a 6-pointer.
Yes.
But I suppose we can call it a 2-pointer in this point. Whoever wins gets out of the relegation zone.
Oh.
So it's a term in UK football where 2 relegation teams play each other, or someone just above and someone in the relegation play each other. It's effectively a saying of saying you can't afford to lose, because if you lose, you've basically lost 6 points because the other team's gone above you.
Well, one of you goes up, the other one's going down, so the gap's just not going up that much; it's going down as well. So,
which is a massive game for them too. And I wouldn't want to be in that situation because it's a tipping point. That we're at the tipping point in the season now.
Yeah, halfway, isn't it?
You've got to win your games now. You've got to win those games because, I mean, I've won 1 game, but like it's the thing of just matter of the fact is like now it's do or die. Like because winning 2 to 3 games is kind of going to be like your goal now. If you haven't won 1 or you've only won 1, you kind of want to get in that safe at least 3-win area to kind of qualify for playoffs. So as a do or die situation for a lot of like the bottom, like I would say like the bottom 5 is just like you've got to start winning your matches. You need to start worrying about how much you're winning your matches by, how much you're losing your matches by. Like you don't want to get 4-0'd, you don't want to get 3-0'd. You kind of want to get that. If you're going to lose a match, you kind of want to get that 1-0. And if you're winning, you kind of want to get those 2-0s, those 3-0s. You want to start like you want to start dominating and getting those wins where you can, because at the end of the season, again, as everyone's aware, like that plus minus differential is the difference. Like you could have 5 people at 2 and 3 at the end of the season, but if someone's -1 and someone's -2, the guy who's -1's going before you, and it does not matter if you beat that guy or nothing. It's not typical like I would say in American football terms, like that. Like if you have a better rating over, if you've beaten your rival, like you'd go ahead of them. No, it's a point differential, and it's a very big, and like you guys said, like that's a match to keep an eye on. And I mean, let's just get into it, because this format has been insane.
Yep.
Like
it's
it's so different than anything that if you've been in the competitive scene of Sword and Shield, it is nothing like it. Like this is a hard reset.
And it's what I really like about it. It's first the matches, like the point differential has been like 1 or 2 points. It's really rare the ones that have been like +3 or even 4.
Yeah.
Has it been 4?
I don't think there's
so,
been a
right?
4.
There has not been a 4-0.
No.
The highest has been a 3-1,
Not yet.
I think. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
what
there
I
has been a
like
game
the most
that won
is
4-0, but not a score that was
Yes.
as 4-0.
yeah.
Obviously, it's the closest one that matters.
Yeah.
What I've been liking the most is that you're seeing the D-tiered Pokemon and the lower tiered Pokemon way more than like the last season.
They are pulling their weight, aren't they?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've bought mine 3 times out of 3.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I brought mine. Have I? I don't even know my D tiers. Oh no, I have. Yeah, I brought Mr. Mime and Fletcher. Yeah. No, I have.
Yeah, you brought them a plenty.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
but
I mean,
like
the thing is, you're not getting those big powerhouses that you can just throw out and just like, yeah, you're amazing. You know,
Mhm.
get big, do your thing, and it's
Yeah.
fine. You know, you need to work those nuances.
yeah, it's just like
It's
I just feel like
what I
without the
found in this
Dynamax, it's
format-
just like the rest of the Pokemon just became so much better. Like
Yeah.
you can't one shot them
Yeah.
anymore, and you know. just
Well, that's
stuff
the
like
hard
that.
thing. That's the hard thing. When I'm doing calcs, like going from season 1, I was in a mindset of right, what can I Dynamax that can one shot almost everything on their team? And it's like, right, great, I can deal with that. There's an out. This season there is no out.
Yeah.
There is some Pokemon that you have to kill in 3 turns. Like it has to, if unless you double in, it's at that point it's still taking a turn and then another shot.
Yeah.
AKA my Gudra, AKA an Arcanine,
A lot of mons.
Galarian Corsola.
That's more like a five turn like knockout. Okay,
that's a slow burner. That one. That's a slow burner.
Honestly,
Yeah,
there's some stuff that just is doing way more than you would expect to see normally, because things survive, you know. And to be fair, when you're doing the couch, you've also got to be planning for your stuff to survive. You can't just be thinking, oh, it's a glass cannon, it's fine. It's still going to do a lot of damage, because it's not doing as much as you think.
It's
And somehow
it's so hard.
every
And
time I
what
run my
haven't seen-
calcs and I go to play, they're totally different. They never add up.
Yeah.
I was like, this should have done more damage. What the hell is going on?
I feel this is hit a nerve with Jake there.
Oh no, I know the exact thing. Like the 2 games I've streamed, I've been hit by something, especially your Mudsdale, Nick. I went, oh, that's doing a lot. Oh, I'm dead. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I found in this format is,
go ahead.
what I found in this format is it relies on 1 turn. It can turn in 1 turn. You can't afford to misplay. As soon as you misplay, it's so hard to come back. It's so hard. Or if you miss, or it's the hacks this season. It's the hacks. Like
I was gonna say that. You've been seeing a lot more poison or like toxic going around, a lot more paras, a lot like the timers. Before we didn't see like the 10-minute announcement before. now you see them in almost every single match, like 10 more minutes. It's like,
in one of Jack's matches, I saw the 30-second timer come up.
Well, that's not the only match that I've seen it in, Jake. That's not the only one.
I was like,
I went like that in one of Scott's matches too. It was just like,
a lot
it's
more
crazy,
protect
man.
as well.
A lot more protect. I mean, I think I want to piggyback into what Jake said about the misplays. The things is like they're not even like easy to make misplays. Like sometimes your moves, like a typical misplay, you'd be like, oh, I forgot that fake out doesn't work off in Psychic Terrain. You know, like that's a misplay. But like now it's just kind of like, man, should I have doubled in there, or should I not have doubled in? Like, should I set the toxic up? Like, there's so many ways to win this season and so many ways to lose this season that like you are constantly like, everyone who's prepping now just knows like you're going in with a strat, and then like if you're prepping, most of the time, if not, you're going into prep and you're just like, okay, I got to change it up because this isn't working. I didn't expect this. And then you go in your match after all your prep and they just throw something else at you. And you're like, all right, what do I do here? Like you can't plan out what you're going to do anymore in this season because you don't have that guarantee. He's definitely Dynamaxing this mon. Oh, this mon's definitely gonna be reflect user. This mon's definitely toxic and stuff like that. Like any mon can do weather setup now. Any mon can like set up toxic. Like I'm seeing people using toxic on a mon that I'm like, I've never seen this mon use toxic ever. Does this have toxic? Oh my god, it does.
Toxic's
and it's
a
just
wide move pool.
It's just,
you
it's
mentioned
wild.
weather. I think I've seen more Pokemon using something as weird as Sunny Day than ever before, because it always used to be, it's like either it's got drought or they're doing it with the Dynamax move. You don't have that option anymore. And so, you know, people are actually planning for it. But at the same time, because of that, it's working to people's advantage. You know, I think there's some weird weather stuff, you know, and people
I've
planning
run
for
Sunny
it.
Day in Kangaskhan.
Well, I mean, like one of my matches, I actually put Weather Ball onto my Roserade because I thought they were going to be setting the hail. And so that it was like a really like niche situation that I thought might come up, and it did. And to be honest, it won me the individual match. Right? It was like, for me, a really good play. But you can't predict what people are going to bring because it's going to be bizarre.
What I found in my calcs is that I'm having to throw the kitchen sink. Like, I'm not. Jack, you can't see this right now, so it's fine. I am struggling to prep defensively.
Yeah, like same.
All 3 weeks, I haven't put a single EV or IV in defense at all. It's always been HP and both attacks, or speed and attacks. I haven't put a single investment into defense
because you don't know. The thing is, though, putting it into defense, you don't know what your opponent's going to bring. You know, I've seen those physical attackers come special and vice versa. And so going, oh, well, this is my big weakness. I need to boost the defense. It's like, well, if they're bringing, I don't know, flamethrower instead of fire punch or something, no, you need to do the special defense. So it's got to be HP. That's the only quote unquote right one to go for.
And then it's like moves like you'd assume like Fake Out would be the most prevalent move, but I think the most prevalent move of this season is Brick Break.
Because the screens are being set in every match.
I don't think I've seen a single team that hasn't looked at Brick Break. And I mean, every week when I had Sylveon, I don't have it anymore, we'll get onto that, Safeguard as well. Just popping a Safeguard and going, no hacks for you.
I mean, the moves that we're seeing is ridiculous. I have never seen so many taunts. I have never seen so many reflects. Again, moves like Brick Break, moves that, again, Weather Ball. Like I've been looking at Weather Ball on anything I can learn Weather Ball in my mind, put it on there because you never know, because anything can set the weather now. Like it's ridiculous, like that we're seeing so much of this. And then like you were mentioning, Jake, like you don't want, like it's hard for you to want to invest in bulk because at the same time, as we mentioned before, you're having to attack mons 2 to 3 times to kill them because we don't have that Dynamaxing. Because again, like you said, we're using these D tier mons, which are to worry about like specifically using these D tier mons. And yeah, they're gonna take 2 to 3 turns to kill that S tier that you have packing. But like you want to make sure you're packing as much attack and HP or speed into that mon because you want to get rid of the Pokemon and you don't want to have it drag out for as long as, and that's why we've mentioned that we've seen the timer because these matches are dragging out because these mons just aren't dying quickly. It's crazy.
Another factor to it though is that now you don't have the Dynamax that can just break these walls. People are playing stall tactics and they're working. You know, I know we're talking about you need to go into the defense, but they're absolute torture to play. I think we can all agree on that. But they're working for it, and they're really making you struggle. And you know, they're putting you on tilt, and they're really, really not what you'd expect normally in Pokemon, but particularly like Gen 8, because it's just like, okay, you want to play that stall game? Fine. I'm going to make this thing big. I'm just going to hit it, even if it's twice, and then it's dead. But now that's just not happening. It's like
I've considered...
It to sit there, it'll sit there.
I've considered Infestation Perish-Song so they can switch out. I just like...
me.
The facial reaction should tell you this is how desperate we are with this format.
Do you want to know how toxic I got? Do you want to know how toxic I got? Against Nick, I almost ran Whirlpool Toxic Kangaskhan with Early Bird Rest.
Oh, man. Yeah, you mentioned this. But, you know, like we've seen... Scott, he ran a shadow tag on a Pokemon. I think you guys have done the commentary.
Yeah, but that's normal. That's normal with Gothitelle.
Yeah, I agree. But at the same time, it worked so well.
So well.
More so than I think you'd normally see. Because normally
and it didn't die.
Yeah, and it just turned into like a 10-turn slugfest of like, well, neither side's dying, but, you know, one is slowly inching ahead. And it's going to do
struggling itself to death.
Do the work. Yeah, that's it, you know. And I think the fact that you mentioned those taunts, you've got to bring an attacking move on your setup and status mons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Crucial. Taunt is the move this year. It is
a very big advice that I always say. Just bring if you're gonna bring taunt. But again, on your support mon, always bring one attacking move.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's the weakest move ever.
If it's tackle.
Or like a tackle, but like electro web, get it so it's 100% doing something. It's like 100% lowering attack, like for a snarl. Yeah, something like that. Just don't back yourself into a corner because you're playing with fire. Mm-hmm.
And I think Joel realized that too, because I think his first match he just brought supporting moves on Meowstic, and then it couldn't do anything afterwards.
So Joel's I think first match that was bizarre. Like I think it was so entertaining to watch, but at the same time it was a weird match. I think Joel had only brought like one attacking mon one of the games, and the rest were pretty much all set up. And it, you know, that one mon went down. It was just drawn out for the rest of it. I felt sorry for both players in that game, quite frankly.
I loved his setup though.
I love the way he battles. I love the way he battles. And again, you mentioned like, but then again, he did that, and then I get like, so like, oh, he's gonna play like this. He comes back and plays completely meta, like literally as we were I'm telling you this now. I prepped with Seb. Seb and him brought the same stuff. And the whole thing is there was nothing I could do in prep. So I'm like, I hope he doesn't do this. And he went and he did exactly like, and Seb was like, I'm just doing like the normal strats that I think I would run or like I think would be popular, but he's probably not going to do that because he went this route his first game and he goes this route usually. And he comes back and does that. And then week 3 with Seb, his last match with Seb, he goes back to doing some out of the box stuff. So I'm really intrigued by Joel's battle. He's a great battler. You just never know what you're gonna get with him, and like that's been intriguing with these new people that we've brought in, and like just some of the old guard as well. Like we are seeing some crazy, interesting strats, and like the rankings are like kind of where like we're expecting them, but we also have these trades. that have been coming through.
Oh boy.
And
I think people are learning the format isn't what they expected, right?
yeah, and the trades are like you need to make use of these trades, your free agent pools. I mean, I guess we can hop into the trades now because like
We can do
they
it.
have been really like
Well, first,
I think
monumental
we need to
shifting.
mention. We need to mention first that we've had a couple of changes from last season, in terms of the trading system.
Right.
So the trading system now only work. You can only get a free trade. What turns out to be, we've now changed the schedule, so you do only get free trades on break weeks, and they are done between specific points in time. So it is literally like a hot run to the line. Like the last free trade week, I watched that chat as everyone started typing, and at the bottom on Discord, you could see who's typing. It literally popped up every second. Like Nick is typing, Jake is typing, Luke is typing.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, it was all at midnight, just before it was about to go, and then I think the first one popped, and it was like another and another and another, and so many of them came through quick. And like, yeah, if you actually look at the trades that have happened this season, it's one or two before the first break week, and then
yes,
we've got. Hang on, I've got it up now. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've had 12 out of I think 14 teams have done trades. People
and I
weren't
feel
messing
like
about.
I feel like people understand now because there. I feel, at the first start when I looked at everyone's team, I was like, "There's pretty big holes in some teams." I was like, "You can literally pick apart." And then slowly, as we've gone along, some people have been able to make the team trades in playing weeks that have plugged it up. But when it came to week 2 to week 3, those those holes just disappeared. They were gone. It was like I thought I had a plan. I looked at every team at the start of the season after the draft, and I ran through, and I was like, right, okay, I've got this on this mon, and I could do this, and I've got free reign in terms of speed in versus this team, and then it's all just changed. It's all just changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt.
So I mean,
Oh, sorry.
it's all right. I was just gonna say. So I mean, like for my trade, it's like I banged on for several hours about how Swampert was the one for me, and it plugged my whole team. And then what do? It's week 2 to week 3. Out of here, gone.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
What were you
people are
gonna
getting
say, Sam?
sniped on their trades, man. That's
Yeah,
the crazy
I'm just gonna say thank you to Jake. Because if he didn't message me and tell me, hey, which Pokemon are you trading? Why don't you do your trade now? Blah, blah, blah. My trade would have been gone. Because I think
really?
Josh wanted the Seismitoad. And,
Oh,
He did,
yeah, I remember. Yeah.
if
But
it
I
wasn't
wanted the
because of Jake,
Hitmontop.
I wouldn't have it.
And you traded out the Hitmontop, and I made it literally my trade went like a little too earlier because I remember talking to Nick, and I think you might have been there, Luke. I was like, "There's no way he's trading out the Hitmontop." It's like he talked about like a water ground type. I think he's looking at Quagsire. And it's like,
And
Yeah, he traded out the Hitmontop, and then I picked it up.
Yeah.
that's it. Jake was going, I really want that Hitmontop. And I was like, look, he's not going to drop the Hitmontop. Okay, it's too good. There's no way he's giving it up. It's too versatile. He's like, you're right. Okay, fine. I'll move on. You do the trade. And then what was it, like maybe a day later? Something like
it
wasn't
a couple
long.
hours.
Oh, was that all? Right. I knew it wasn't long.
So I swapped out my
Slap in the
Swampert for
face.
Persimmon, and I was like, right, cool. I'm happy with Persimmon. It doesn't do what Hitmontop does, but I'm good.
It's still
I'm
good.
good. I like it.
Yeah.
And then I see my phone ping, trading Hitmontop for Seismitoad, and I literally I grabbed my phone and like clenched it. I was like,
All you had to do was message me before your trade. It's like, why don't you do your trade? Because I was just gonna wait. I was like, there's no way anyone wants Seismitoad. Maybe someone drops something cool. And then Scotticus dropped his Kingdra. I mean, not Kingdra, his Nidoking. I was like, holy shit. Because I pet battled Scotticus later. I was like, I had no answer for that Nidoking, and now it's gone. So it's like, oh, I got a chance now. And then I considered taking it. But, I figured I gotta give it to Luke. Because after prepping with Luke and stuff, I noticed, man, weather is kind of like a big deal now, I need because I had no answer to weathers at all.
No.
And battling against Luke, I noticed I need to do something about this weather, or else it's just gonna be over with everyone else. So I just needed to. I was either between Seismitodo or what's his face? The evolution of Lotad. Oh my god, what's his face?
Ludicolo.
Ludicolo, yeah.
Oh, Ludicolo.
Ludicolo, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I opted for the Seismitoad.
It's a weird dynamic because I thought that as well at the start. I was like, well, no one's going to pick Persimmon.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to sit there. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to wait. And it's like, I'm going to see what comes out. Because it's week, it's like the first free trade week. Some crazy stuff is going to get traded out. Some absolute crazy stuff is going to get traded out. And I was like, cool. I saw like, what came out? What came out? So the Haxorus went back in. Your Dust Noir, Nick. I was like, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Rotom Heat came out. A Butterfree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tentacle got traded.
Porygon Z.
Flareon. Porygon Z.
Oh yeah.
There was some crazy stuff going on. I was like, oh, I should just hang on. I should just hang on. And then I got like the itch. I was like, I need to lock it in because I was trying to prep, but I couldn't prep because I was like, oh, if I pick up this mon, I can do this for this week. But I think this is what I've decided to do from now on is if I'm going to make a free trade, I'm going to do it for the benefit of the next 2 weeks. Okay. There's no point making a free trade to plug a hole when you can literally free trade it in if you look at your next 2 teams and you go, right, they've got a massive weakness, or this Pokemon does bits against the next 2 teams. I'm gonna pull that in, and then next week, the next 2 weeks, or the week before playoff, throw it out again, and we'll get something else. But that's the strategy I'm going for next time. I have got my eyes on something though for free trade week coming up, aka it's Sunday. It's Sunday night. It's Sunday night, aka Sunday. Monday morning.
So we're recording this on Friday night for reference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm going to be probably the first one in the chat again, unfortunately. I'm going to be one of those typing frantically at the start. Next trade.
Got no plans.
I mean, me neither. I definitely need to look at it though.
I do, but I'm torn about the whole thing because I don't want to make the trade, but I think it's right. I'm not going to say now because just for the sake of the tiny little bit of time difference, but it's one of those ones that I've got a mon that's really good and I don't want to give it up, but I'm looking at the team as a whole and I'm like, but it would be better with it. It's the greater than the sum of its parts kind of deal.
Yeah.
But it's still painful to make that choice. But I think that's part and parcel of playing in a draft league. Obviously playing the matches are a test of skill, but drafting is a test of skill, and also the trades. Right, that's something which is a skill. It's being able to look at something and go, this would be better like this, and making that pivot, which is not easy because you can get attached to these Pokemon. I don't know about you guys, but I'm just like, no, don't you really talk bad about my Mudsdale. Leave my Duraludon alone.
Oh, listen, man. You're going to have to prove me wrong, man. Although for your next battle, I think it's pretty good, no?
It's got a really good matchup.
Maybe. I can't decide. This is the thing. Like, it's either really good or really bad. And I mean that.
Hey, I prepped super hard for it. I don't think I had many answers for it, other than a Draco Meteor.
Damn, I should have brought it.
I struggled. I really struggled. When I saw your team lineup, I was like, oh, that's good.
I mean, in all fairness, like I think I didn't prep. The break was still part. I'm like my brain hadn't got back into the Pokemon mind, and having all the time off for Christmas and then coming back to it. I don't know about any of you, but I struggled to get back into the right mindset.
Yeah,
100%.
I can't use that as an excuse. I lost. I did. Jake beat me fair and square. It was,
but
but you know, if maybe that would have been week 4 instead of week 3, and I'd had a week to settle back in, who knows? But no, it's one of those that it's so difficult to think what to bring, and obviously, yeah, I think Jake's got a good plan there with trade for the next 2 weeks. If you can see a problem that's going to be coming up, then you've got a chance to do something about it. You know?
Yeah, I don't think this season is about so on the website that we use, there's a little chart of like type matchups and where you might be specifically weak. Now, given that Shay has just joined the league, we give her the opportunity to pick her own team.
Yep.
Given that she was
From
0-5,
scratch,
bottom of the league, she got to pick bottom. Now, if you look at her team on the overall, she's got a -4, -5 to ground. So that means she's got more weaknesses than resistances or neutrals.
Yeah.
So you look at that and think, right, I just bring ground mons.
I'm
Then
a
you
first
realize,
match, and I've got 2 ground mons. I should be loving life, right?
and then you
That's not how it
realize
works.
she's got grassy surge, and that's why she's got so much ground weakness, because it reduces the ground damage by half.
Yep.
So super good play by that. But yeah, it's not about the type differences anymore, and which is I've kind of thrown out the window. There's no point trying to balance 10 mons when you know you can only bring 6.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I tend to put it in the type calculator, and I calculate the 6 that I'm bringing, and then put it against my opponent's team and see, okay, so their S tier is dragon type, so I want to resist dragon type as much as I can with the 6 that I bring instead of the full 10 at the bottom. So I might have a -3, -4 to rock, but in hindsight, well, in overall,
I'm not bringing
my
that.
actual 6 will only have a -1 to rock.
Yeah.
Which I think a
Which
lot
is
of
smart.
coaches don't pick up on. Is you need to pick your resistances very well. You don't look at the whole 10 because you can't bring 10. I wish we could, and I wish Mons could have 7 moves, because the amount of times I've gone, oh, I could have that, and that.
Yeah, but imagine playing against Pokemon that had 7 moves, Jake. Think
that
about
would
that.
be crazy.
That'd be pulling my hair out.
I'm waiting for
always
the
a
one
struggle.
Pokemon that gets the ability to have 5 moves.
Oh wow! I mean, no, that's OP. They'll never do
no.
that. Never.
Well, if they give it to someone, it has to be Snorlax, you know,
or Arceus.
Oh, I guess so.
Because it's God.
Yeah, but no, that's one of my biggest struggles is just deciding what to bring. It's like, am I going to give up Protect to bring a 4th move, or give up a move to bring Taunt or stuff like that? It's like, oh, but I really need like all this coverage, and we'll get later on my battle against Joel, because oh man, that was probably the most frustrating battle I've had to battle, to be honest.
Oh, that's at this point in time, that's the most recent match, right?
Probably.
So it's worth talking about.
It definitely is.
But I think a lot of the matches, like these trades, have been obviously very relevant, and the standings as they stand at the moment are well, it's sort of looking a little one-sided for some people, but the rest of the league, it's up in the air. Even those people down near the bottom.
I feel
well, I guess Jake and Josh are pretty much set up, but like the rest, I don't think even in our side of the league it's even determined at all.
Yeah,
it could just flop in a second.
No, and your side of the league, you've still got a couple of people which are yet to play week 3, just because obviously various things have happened and caused delays there. So you've got Scott, who's second, but that's because he's only played 2 matches. Which means either he's going to get a loss and move down, or get a win and move right to the top.
But he battles me next, so whoever wins is just going to take the first, I guess.
Wait, hang on. Are you?
Titans.
Is that the week 3 which Scott's missing?
Yes, that's week 3.
Oh, okay. Right. That's it. You've played 3 because you've already played your week 4. I'm with you. I'm following now. I swear I am switched on, guys.
Yeah. So I told Scott to don't worry about my battle, because he had to prep for another guy for this week's. So I just thought we'll just play in the off week, and
that's fine,
we'll get it sorted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine. And again, that's the whole thing. Is like there's no way. I think we need to mention this because we ran into another issue last week. If you have to reschedule, like just make sure you're giving your opponent lots of time ahead of time. Just communicate with them. Get a date and time set. Please do that. Yeah. And also, like, if things don't work out, like you guys can reschedule for the break week, but you need to let us know before Sunday, because if you don't let us know, then we have to we have to go back and figure out where's the line of communication lost and all that. So again, like Seb and Scott were able to reschedule it. It's completely fine. If anyone else has to reschedule like a week 4 match because of travel plans or just something happened, like just make sure you're giving your opponent, make sure you're giving your opponent plenty of time to like adjust and let us know. And we are glad to approve you to playing on a break week. It just is a matter of fact that you've got to communicate with your opponent. The communication is key, so we don't have any no-shows, no ghosting. Because again, we'll mention it again. You can't be ghosting. You get two chances, and then you're gone. That's like you've got to communicate. Open those lines of communication.
Of players that want to play. We can't let those people down.
Yeah. No, it's a courtesy to your opponent.
Yeah.
And to every other player in the league as well, because you look in a situation with Jake. Now, Jake's got his first match win because K Mega didn't turn up. Now, obviously, it turns out that K Mega's had to drop out because of personal issues. So, obviously, maybe there was something there before. We don't know. We're not here to speculate. That's not important. But the point is, Jake is now at the top of his side of the league. Okay, and by a long way. Right now, I'm not saying that you wouldn't be there anyway, Jake. Right? You are a reigning champion. But
it wouldn't be +6.
it's a lot that you're ahead by right now, and as a result of that match which wasn't played, not only was it obviously not courteous to you with the fact that he couldn't make it, it's also doing a disservice to every other player in that side of the league, which has now got an absolute mountain to climb. That mountain being Mount Jake.
Mount Jake. That's a mount.
If I was to predict where I would be this season, I said to Jack I would be happy with 5th or 4th.
Always lowballing, man.
Which if I'd lost my first game, I would have been in that mix.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't think you would have lost your first game.
Yeah,
I don't think I would either. I thought I was absolutely demolishing.
K Mega's good, but I mean, you beat him in the finals last time, right? So
look, he was my first ever battle, and it's just the first ever battle. I took 1 game off him, so that was fine. After that, it's like I know what I'm doing now. It's no contact.
Man says I don't know if I'd be +6. I was expecting to be like 4th or 5th last season. I'll be happy if I win at least 1 game, wins the championship. So I mean, just lowball yourself, man. You're gonna be champion, okay?
Yeah, that's it. Lure them into a false sense of security, and then they'll never know what's hit them when you draft Entei.
Can we also talk about Token and the luxury?
Yeah, dude. What a man. Token, what a comeback.
He brought it back.
Right, Token.
After he kicked
look
my
at me
butt.
in the eye, Token. Look at me, right? Why did you remember that you could change Mons last season? You could have given me a win, and then I didn't have to worry about qualifying for playoffs.
So yeah, last season I think were you the 1 or 2
7th battle, 6 or 7?
Yeah, I think
when I played Token,
only got
I'd
1 or
already
2
qualified.
wins last season.
I qualified before I played Token, so I threw out in Dynamax Maractus. So I was like, yeah, it's fine, cool. But what we didn't realize when I went through his Pokepace, I said to Seb, I was like, Seb, these are the same Pokepace for every week. Is he sending the same one by accident, or is this like a thing? He was like, I was like, oh, I'll check. No, he didn't know that he could change his team up. Bless him.
It's something that, to be fair, Draft League isn't something you're used to. If you go into a normal Pokemon League, you would bring a team and it would be the same from round 1 to round, 15 or something like that. So it's understandable that it's a format not everyone knows and is used to. But the moment he was told, he's absolutely tearing it up.
Man,
he's tearing it up. He's playing. I mean, he's always been a good battler. I mean, he came from Seb's stream, and when I was watching Seb, I was seeing him doing like Pokemon Generations, just free Wi-Fi battles with Seb, and he's a really good battler. And yeah, what you said, like his main thing is he changed up his team, and he had drafted really well. He drafted really well last season too, and he's drafted really well. He's made some trades as well, and I mean, like, he's got a solid team. And I guess if we're picking dark horses and stuff like that, like, he's definitely a dark horse to keep an eye on, because when his team's great, he's actually making trades. He's a great battler on top of that, and he knows what he's doing, which is amazing for him. I would not be surprised if he takes some people out in the playoffs.
Just give him a Garchomp, and he's just gonna wreck
Next
your
season. He loves his
Garchomp
from him. Okay, I'm drafting it.
I have to say,
Season 3.
my favorite match so far of this season has been Token versus Scott, right? Which I realize you guys. So with trying to give no spoilers here, because Luke and Seb are doing commentary and they're a little bit behind in terms of actually watching the matches. But that match was so intense, right? And there was some things which I didn't necessarily rate the individual Pokemon before the match. Afterwards, I'll name drop one. Sense Scorch.
T-trade.
Huh?
It's like, yo, would you T-trade that stuff?
Screw that Centiscorch.
Right, okay.
That thing is going to be the kill leader. That dude got 3 kills on my team. I'm like, it's a fire bug, right? No.
I did not respect it.
I spit my drink out when it killed me with Leech Life. I still thought Leech Life did like 20 damage, not 80. That's my fault. But I'm like,
it got buffed,
if I died to a Leech Life, what does that say about me?
The thing is that we prepped, when I was prepping with Luke, we prepped Centiscorch as White Smoke to prevent Intimidate and all that stuff, right?
Makes
sense.
He didn't
do that. He
brought
Flame
Body.
What? Yeah, he brought Flame Body. And I was like, what? And it worked out. But I was like, why would you bring
Well, I mean, Luke
else?
hit it with a fire move, so, it's a...
I was hoping it was White Smoke. That's the only reason why. You hear me and it's like, I hope it's not Flame Body. It can't be Flame Body. You definitely want White Smoke, right?
Luke, you're running like a Sunny Day team with a Charizard at the helm.
Fair.
It's like, it's
smart
Flash
move
Fire's like the one to play. It is the play.
Fair. Completely fair, but still.
Yeah. But,
I think when I prepped with Luke that time, he didn't bring anything that we prepped. At least the team I built.
Which is fair. Which is completely fair.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's good. He's sitting at a really
he's sitting at a really
place, so
Yeah. Definitely
The
one to
standout
keep
for
out
me
for.
this season, the standout person for me this season, Phoenix.
Yeah.
Phoenix has shone this season. And especially now I've given him a Sylveon, which maybe I shouldn't have done, because I was doing some calcs against it. I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh god.
I'll be honest, I'm not sure which one I'd happier facing, Sylveon or Mimikyu, so I'll take either. I'd rather not take either, but
I think he's played out of his skin. He actually beat K-Mega.
Oh, that's right.
Which is a feat in itself. He played it. He may or may not K-Mega may or may not have had time. We'll never find out. But he put him away, which takes a lot of effort.
And he beat him with K-Mega's own mons, right?
Yeah.
They hit Poundon.
He did. The hit Poundon and the Excadrill. Sitting at a differential of 3 and 2 and 1. He's a standout for me. I think he will make it into the green zone in armor, and I think he's going to make it to semis at least.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Yeah, I mean, again, I think I go back. I guess my favorite like standout player. I'm going to go to our side of the division, and again, I've been saying this once we let Scott in the league, I was like, no, why did we do that?
Yeah,
because Scott, again, as I keep saying, Scott is a great battler. I battled him not hundreds, but more times than I can count on my fingers, right? Now, that's not without prep, right? We all saw in Little Cup what little prep can do with Scott, and now we're seeing it in Draft League. Yeah. This man with prep and his team, again, I think he still has 6 fake out users and like another 4 taunt users on his team. Like, his team is so well built for this specific format, That it is
I agree.
I'm just gonna throw
scary.
something in here. You could tell that Shea and Scott built their teams together because
100%.
they're exactly the same. Because Shea's new team has like 8 fake out users.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
200 taunts.
It's wild, but I mean, again, you can build the best team in the world, but it also comes to how you're playing. And Scott has, again, of his 2 matches, he's played them very well. Maybe some frustrating ways to win, and maybe not the ways he's wanted to, but he's outlasted his opponents. And I'm very excited to see how he does against some more, I want to say, heavy like hitting teams, because he's got his rest of the schedule. I mean, he's going to face Seb eventually. He's still got to face the Outrage. He's going to face me. And he's got to face the Lugias. And 3 out of those 4 teams are like hyper offensive. And we're going to have to see like what he does with those. But I mean, he has been the standout, and I would not be surprised if we see Scott in the finals. I really think like I find it very hard to see him losing a match. I think the only person that can maybe give him a threat is Seb, and I'm holding Seb to it. But
Bro,
I'm
having trouble prepping for him.
No pressure. But like, I just don't. His team, the way he battles and the way his team is built. I mean, it's traffic. You never know. Someone can make a wild trade and sweep a game from him. But I just don't see him losing. And I'm slow key rooting for a partner wedding with him and Shea facing each other. I really want to see that in the finals, or at least in the playoffs. All right, like I want that. Like,
yeah, we all want that
so bad.
I would be devastated if Shea makes it and she ends up on the same side as
Scott.
Scott in the playoffs.
Yeah,
it's like it'll be devastating if we see it and they make it to the semis and it's not the final though, is it? It's not the final.
Hey, to be fair, I just want to see the match. As much as obviously I'd like the hype of it being the final,
100%.
I just want to see the match. And if anything, if they're on the same side, that just means you're more likely to see that clash and one person sleeping on the sofa.
I mean, hypothetically speaking, I can talk you down what we've got for the playoffs at the moment. If it were to stay the way it stood, South Carolina Luxrays versus Pixelated Outrage, going on to play me and the Huddersfield High Dragons in the bye round. We've got Scott, the Nashua Nitter Kings, versus Brandon and the Seminole County Swamperts, going on to face Phoenix and the Swansea Salamanders. We've got Nick and the Black Country Bearticks versus Joel and the Azalea Town Slowpokes, going on to face Josh.
Oh God, not again! Josh has already beaten me.
And then we've got Luke and the Norfolk Noctowls versus Jack and the Lepton Litwicks.
Yes,
going on to play
winning another match.
Oh my God!
going on to play Seb and the Moz Deep City Milo.
Never mind. I don't want to play that match.
I mean, that bottom tier will always be the one that's got whoever places top in Crown will always have the worst game ever. Like the worst game ever.
Yeah, that's the intention, right?
I do have to say that the matchup I'm looking forward the most is against Luke. I don't know what it is.
It's good. It's because we're prepping together. It's because we're prepping
You don't understand. You don't understand. It's the same with me and Jack. You don't understand how nervous I am for this weekend. When that man comes and sits in the same room as me, and I know what he's gonna. I prep with that man every week, and I know that he comes up with some stupid stuff that just wipes my team apart. Now we've had a gentleman's agreement that we're not going to prep with anyone, so we are literally both going in blind. We're both going in blind. But I am so scared. So scared.
Jack takes the team and just absolutely uses it to its peak.
Yeah.
He can certainly probably use my team better than I can use it. So
I mean, Jack's just it's just a really great battler. I mean, we can talk about. I mean, everyone. That's the thing I'm so happy about with this league is like everyone in the league, and it's itself is a good battler. They might need some work on drafting some mods and some draft strategies, which is where you see some discrepancies. But they fixed those with the trades. And now it's really just all about like that's the thing. We don't have anyone that's necessarily weak. I mean, yes, we have some people who have lost who haven't won a game yet, but that doesn't mean they're bad. That means they've just gone up against great opponents. And then you got to remember, it's Pokemon. Like an 0-1 loss, an 0-1 loss, dude. That's just a matter of a miss or a para, or just
Two out of three times in my games, Gudra's lived in the red. Like in the red.
Yeah.
We're talking like 3 HP or 13 HP out of about 200.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. That's
It's
I don't
scary.
think of any of the matches that I've watched, and I've watched pretty much all the ones which have been recorded, have not. No one I feel plays badly. I feel like there's definitely been a better player in some matches, or at least better in that particular matchup. But I don't feel like I've seen any slouches. There's no easy match, I don't think, going into anything. Shay is probably one of the least experienced battlers, right? I'm playing her in a couple of days, and I'll be honest, I am worried because
gonna bring the A game.
You just gotta remember,
this is it.
Scott is probably prepping with her.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I was talking to Shay right on just Discord when we were planning the time for our match, and she's like, "Yeah, I've got pages of notes." I'm like, "Pages?
She is a student.
Pages.
She is a student.
To be in fact, she told me in my stream yesterday, 6 pages of notes.
6 pages.
6.
That's gonna be crazy.
More than 5.
That's bigger than my Excel sheet. I'll throw it out for free.
I'm going into this. I'm technically the experienced one, right? Because I've been in the first season and I've already had a couple of matches in this draft league.
Yeah.
Whatever Shay's done in the past, it wasn't draft league, and as we all know, it's a very different format.
It is.
Yeah. If anything, I'm the one that has everything on the line here. And just from the sheer amount of experience, not that I'm saying I've got a lot in the slightest, but I do not think it's going to be an easy game for me at all.
You better win, or I'm going to rake you over the coals. No, just kidding.
No. But I'm using Shay
Nick,
as an example.
You've got my vote of confidence. I need you to win, my guy. then you put 2 people on 0-3. I'm on 3-0, and at that point,
they
lose one more game. I'm almost golden.
Fair enough. But the point is, I'm using Shay as an example here.
Yeah.
But you look at any of the other players, I don't think any of them are weak. If you look at our side of the league, the Armor division, right?
Anyone could beat anyone.
Bottom, you've got Kanto, which is the Polytoads, which both Jake and I have already played, and I've got to say, it's not because they're like an easy match that we won. It's
I had to grind out.
You guys got to remember, he started 0-3 last season. Remember,
Yep.
And then
he won out.
Yeah.
He won out. He won every single game next.
He went 0-3, and then it was 4-3 by the end of it. So do not count anybody out just because of the score at the moment. Those standings, and as you were listing off, Jake, how it will be, they mean nothing.
They could be different tomorrow. They could be different come Sunday. It's just that's the thing.
Sunday, look at it again, and I tell you now, someone that's top will probably be 5th.
This is it. I mean, there's some people which are probably safe already to make playoffs, namely you and Josh, Jake. Because you've got 3-0 already, right?
But it can get squeaky bum time. It can get really close.
100%.
And it's like, if I lose the next 3, and it comes down to the last week, and it's like, ooh.
Yeah, that's it. Because I mean, matches are weird, as we've already said. I mean,
yeah. I'm telling you, different. After my match against Scott, that crown division is just gonna flip flop.
Yeah,
it's just gonna go either up or down.
It can go anywhere. It can go anywhere. Yeah. Like, you look at it and it's like, it looks different because the crown division doesn't weigh as much as the armor division. So you've only got like 1 green slot and you've got a yellow slot underneath it. But you look at Token, and Token's 2-1 with
+3
differential of 3.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that one loss was against Scott, and I don't want to give you the. I know you guys know that it was a win or a loss, but the differential
it was
there,
close.
Yeah, it was very close. There's a reason it's my favorite match so far.
Yeah. Oh, I remember. So I know the outcomes of the match. I just don't like. I saw the outcome of it because you guys were talking about it. That's why we added the spoiler chat in there, so I don't get notification. So I'm like, well, I already kind of know. Let me see it, and then I saw the results. I won't say it, but I'm just like, how? Because that was before, like, I'm just like, it's okay. Token, he won his first match. Okay, this should be like, Scott's really good. And then I saw that, I was like,
I just like how close it is. I just like how close
I love it.
It's
every match has been relatively close. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, some of them have been blowouts, but a lot of the matches are coming down to one mon, or it's just like, yeah, it might be 2-0, but it's like the very last bit of that 2-0 that somehow they end up getting the 2 mons to win, and they get that 2-0. But it's just like every match has been close, and it's like I've been seeing a lot of games going to game 3, and no one has, like, again, I can't say that I think Scott's gonna not lose a match, but like I don't see anyone that's just straight. No one's team is like dominating like we expected. Like everyone's team has had like a bump in the road, even though Jake and Josh have won every game. Every team has had a bump in the road against a different team where it has been a little bit dicey there.
Hey, I have lost to both Jake and Josh, right? But each one of those was a 1-0.
Yeah.
Right? I did my best, damn it.
You did your best. That's right.
But
the thing is, I picked full hyper offense, man. It's like if you can't deal with the damage, it's like I feel like anyone that plays against me, I've calculated it on average, it's 10 turns. It's 10 turns to kill 4 mons.
Wow.
That's not easy to deal with.
Yeah.
That's really it's really not easy to deal with.
Not when you look at some of the matches.
Yeah.
That some of the matches are going 25, 26 turns. On average, my team can kill someone in 10 turns.
Mm-hmm.
It's
damn.
I did the maths, guys. I did the maths.
Oh man.
But
yeah, I'm excited.
No,
I'm excited.
It's been great to see you all, guys. I'm glad to have you all back.
Yes, we're back.
We're all back. We're all in the
back
same
for 1 week, and then we're off for another 2 because we've probably got maybe the best or the worst game that's ever going to come out.
We're not gonna have negative thoughts, guys. It's the best game that's ever been. It's gonna be so good. If you don't know what game we're talking about, it's Arceus, guys. It's gonna be. It better be so good. I know a lot of us are probably gonna be streaming. I know I'm streaming it. I know Jake's streaming it. I think Seb's gonna stream it at some point. Nick will be playing it.
I'll be playing it.
I'll probably cry at some point because if it's at least a 7 out of 10, like on the Luke radar for an open world Pokemon game, I'll probably cry.
All right.
I probably will.
It's a great footing for where they're gonna go next.
Yeah, I'm super excited for. I mean, we've tried to remain spoiler free as possible. And
I can't really talk about it because we don't.
Yeah,
know
we can't. We don't know much.
No,
but we all we know is it's open world. It's you can dodge. You can die. You can get knocked out by wild Pokemon. You can have open world Pokemon battles, and there's missions, and it's kind of open world. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and it better be fun. Like I said, 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. That's all I'm asking for. Like, I don't need a perfect game, but I just need it to feel like what I envision an open world Pokemon game to be. Like, it's gonna be great. I'm super excited for it, and I cannot wait to stream it, play it, and just hopefully I'm gonna try to 100% it. Like, that's my goal. I want to do everything in that game. Like, if it's picking up every single blade of grass, I'll do it. Like, I have to.
Well, this is why we've got the break week in the Continental Cup.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, everyone's gonna want to play Arceus if that's like their cup of tea, which I'm assuming.
We did plan it strategically.
Yeah,
we had the break at Christmas. This break is specifically planned for the Legends Arceus release,
and then we
have one break before playoffs.
Yeah,
because it's like that's 4 weeks back to back.
Yeah,
it's a big commitment, so it's nice to give people a break week before.
Yeah, definitely.
It also gives you a free trade before playoffs.
Exactly.
But don't worry, because when we come back, the hype for the CCC will still be there.
Oh yeah,
and it's only going to get more and more intense. And then when we get to playoffs, Jesus Christ, I mean, I've been through the whole playoffs run, man. I went through the full lot. It's not nice.
I was out of the playoffs, and I was so relieved I wasn't dealing with the stress of having, because all three of you guys were in it, and as much as I was like, I really wanted to be in it, I'm just like, you know what? I'm kind of like enjoying seeing my friends pull out their hair trying to figure out how they're gonna win, and
you gotta make it this time. There's no way you're not making it.
You got to, man. You got to.
That's what
You've got to feel that playoff stress, man. And then has got to play the final stress as well. The final stress, Jesus Christ, that whole day leading up to it.
Oh man!
Wow. Yeah, Jake said we were doing content for it, and Jake was hopping in and like sitting there. Jake's like, "We got about an hour left, guys. I think I'm gonna throw up."
Yeah. Yeah, like
the sweet victory, man. I feel so bad for Token, not Token, for
K-Mega,
because
we were just like
so
until the final game.
We were so behind Jake. It was like, I think that's like we're like, no, we want Jake to win. It was just like, oh man. But I mean, again, it was a good match. It's just,
yeah. I mean,
Jake just had his number, man.
We love K-Mega, but it's difficult not to root for your friends, you know?
Exactly.
And we are all friends here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It would have been weird if I was saying, no, Jake,
I hope
you're not
to be
winning.
on the commentary side for this final.
Boy.
Oh,
I want the trophy to go to another household. I don't want 2 trophies here, man.
2 trophies.
Just don't send it to Jax.
Look, when you run the league, it's embarrassing.
Because I'll never hear the end of it.
Oh my god. No, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited for the rest of this.
And I'm glad everyone's back and we're all in good health.
Yes, we are.
And that's all we can ask for.
Exactly. I've missed you guys. I missed having last week happen, like when week 3 happened and everyone's streaming it and hopping on Discord and the chat was active again. It was just like the break was nice, but it was kind of like a return to normalcy. Is because you know the CCC, I think for all 4 of us, is like a pretty good sized chunk of our life right now, and it's just like just feels weird.
My life.
Yeah, it feels weird when I'm not going to bed thinking about what am I going to do this week, or not like, oh, let's do commentary, or are we going to do another podcast, or like just like how's Nick and Jake and Seb doing? Like the holidays were fun, but I mean everyone was just like I think we all were just ready to come back to it and get back to it, which is the beautiful thing like about the CCC, man. Mm-hmm. It was one thing I always like to proudly like present. It's like we are a family. We're a good supporting cast of friends. We all are rooting for each other. We all want each other to succeed. And the draft league itself is just fun. It's something different. And again, I stand by it. I think we're offering something truly unique to people who are watching our stuff and to the people playing in it. And I'm so happy that we're back at it, man. I really missed it.
Yeah, I love just getting to chat to, the different coaches I'm coming up against each week. The people that normally you've no reason to talk to and stuff. And I've genuinely met some nice people doing this.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Obviously, there's you guys, but then everybody else as well.
Yeah.
I still talk to Jeremy from last season,
Jeremy was so nice. He was one of the nicest people that I played against.
He gifted me my first win after Mimikyu missed 2 playoffs. So.
Now your Mimikyu might be missing those playoffs, Jake.
No, I'm sticking my hands on that bastard.
Oh!
But special announcement.
Yeah.
And if anyone watching or if anyone wants to put it out there, as a member of the CCC and the CCC Council, so to speak, I have promoted Phoenix to head of singles league. So if we have some interest in the singles league and you would like to participate, Phoenix has done a whole tier list in 2 days. I've reviewed it. It looks pretty good. I can't really argue much for or much against, but he has more experience than any of us. So we will be opening up a singles league if we get enough people. So minimum 8, maximum like 16.
Yeah,
if we can get the players, then we would love to start a singles league. So if anyone's watching that would like to join a singles league and is interested, there is no money reward, so don't start asking, but there is a trophy reward. So
That's gonna be exciting.
Awesome.
Let's see if we can get some people involved in that. I personally not into too many singles, so
I can't do two.
Out of that
I
one.
can't do two.
I know nothing about it. I might do it purely as just like, just
why not?
See how it
fumble
goes.
my way through it. I'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll cry managing 2 draft leagues, but hey, it'll be fun. I don't know. I haven't done singles. The only time I do singles is when I'm playing a mainline Pokemon game all the way through. That's like, it'll be fun.
I feel like I do better in singles because my brain automatically reverts to singles because that's what I started up watching in Draft League. It's like you look at a lot of my picks from season 1, it's all singles almost, apart from like Grimmsnarl. So yeah, I think Phoenix wants me to join, but I can't do 2 at once. I stress too much about this one. Never mind another one.
It should be fun. I'm glad we're giving people a chance. We're offering that to people that we will help organize it and run it. It's a good opportunity. Like if people are interested in singles, definitely like let us know and we will get on it. Because we want the CCC to be a great big thing and a fun thing for everyone that enjoys playing Pokemon competitively. So
all right. Well, I think that's it for today.
Okay,
it's been great.
It's been fun, guys. I've missed you guys. Yes,
as always, it's great.
No, I love you guys. I missed you guys.
You edit the videos. You're a fantastic human being, and we do value you. So
yeah.
We've missed you. Get back to fucking streaming, all right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I need
more money to spend.
Los zapatos.
I'll announce it next Saturday. I'll probably be streaming Arceus all day. That's my comeback, I guess. Although if you guys don't want spoilers, do not tune in because I'll probably go through the game.
I'll be working, so I might watch a VOD like a day or 2 later.
Yeah. I'll probably be doing that. I still have to finish my Diamond and Pearl playthrough, which is pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Having the national decks just did bring a lot more fun to the Nuzlocke.
Yeah.
Worth
it.
Let's
Hashtag
just
season 3
I don't know
BDSP.
when the what?
No.
All right.
Please, I want to use Typhlosion. All right.
All right. I'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.